Hey, Willie, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Even with my 10 minutes in between students, I was
I know.
still running late.
I figured. That's fine. I didn't want to interrupt you. I sent you a little message and
No, no,
I'm
no, 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 no. That's actually good. Like what you did, like, call me because I'll just decline the call, but then I know, oh, hey, like I'm supposed to be with you
okay.
right now. Um,
Okay.
so anyway, where are we at?
Well, I'm in Hawaii for one thing again.
Good for you.
Remember,
It's
I'm the
let's
Ellen
see.
from Nashville. I don't know if you can keep us all straight or not. I don't know how many students you have. It sounds like you have so many.
There are quite a few now that I'm doing Skype lessons with so many. It's like literally like my day is like. But no, I
I don't
remember.
know how you do it.
I remember Hawaii, but I forgot about. I knew you were on the
I'm
East
from
Coast, but I
Nashville.
forgot
I'm in
Nashville.
Nashville. I'm in Nashville most of the time,
Okay.
but we're in Hawaii. We have a house out here, so I'm here sometimes in the winter.
God bless
So
you.
let me just catch you up on um, I sing while I play, right?
Yep,
You
I
probably
remember
remember
that.
my
Yep.
singing a little bit. So last time we talked, I was working on It Had to Be You, and I kind of, I worked on that one. But then what I said to you last time was I practice all this stuff, and then I only have one thing in my bag of tricks. I get nervous in front of people, and I'm not out, playing professionally. I used to sing professionally, but anyway, so last time you said, what do you need to add to your bag? What do you need to do to add something to that bag of tricks so you feel more confident
Mm-hmm.
in playing something besides just a little? I was doing like one bass note and chord, and
Yep.
I practice all kinds of stuff, and I can do all kinds of stuff alone at home, like most of us. But then I get with friends or something,
Sure.
and if I just open up a lead sheet, I have this sort of go-to sound that I know how to play.
Yep.
So my goal was to get out of
And,
that
and,
and
and let
get
me just
more.
pause you and say that's not a bad thing. I mean, that's good. So, like, look at it like you have that. Now we're adding something else on. And the reason I want to pause you on
True.
that is because, like, too often we feel like, oh, it's bad. Like, that's all I can do. That's good. We're just adding something else onto it.
It's true because like many older adults, I have had this dream of getting back to the piano. Read
Mm-hmm.
up classical as a kid, gave it up. The typical story. And now I'm actually very happy that I can open up a lead sheet and I know a lot of chords, and all that. So you're right. That's not a bad place to be.
And you know what? I'm going to do this right now while I'm on the phone with you because I believe I told you about Mary Beth.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, I'm
You do
going.
remember me.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I remember. Uh, I'm
You're
going.
right.
You two should talk,
Yeah,
Ellen.
because I want to put myself out there more, but I'm terrified.
Yeah, Mary Beth is. Ellen wants to put herself out there playing, and I think she would. I think
Benefit
you
from your
and
wisdom.
her would benefit from talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. That's great.
So you'll see her email and she'll see your email. All right.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
I just sent it to you. So if she doesn't reach out to you, she's great and she will reach out to you. She's a very open, very nice lady.
Okay.
And she's actually Jesus, she's in North Carolina, so she's real close to
Okay.
like where you are over there. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So what have you been working on?
So what we did was you suggested working on a bass line,
Yep.
and because I wanted more choices in my left hand.
Yep.
And so what I did, I worked up on the sunny side of the street.
Good.
And of course, I sing. So what my goal with every piece is to create an introduction. Um, uh, this time I created a bass line and I did rootless chords in the right hand,
Perfect.
which I have not done a lot of. I had one of my go-to things is sort of relying on kind of not enough inversions, right? And
Okay.
doing chord voicings in a bunch of inversions. So I added that in. I play a little bit higher up. Sometimes I'm a little lower down on the keyboard.
Okay.
And so I'm up here a little bit with this. And then my goal is to sing through that, then do improv, which I'm working on a lot, and then come back to the singing and do an ending. So I want that cocktail
Yep.
piano song.
Yep.
Okay, that's the format I'm trying to do with everything I do.
All right.
And I've got a
Perfect.
couple of sets. that I work on, that songs I'm going through. And as I improve on the piano, I go back and I try to improve on those.
Okay.
I've got like 20 to 30 songs that I could sing at any time. I know the songs. I know dozens of songs. So the singing's not a problem. So I don't know what you want to hear. You want to hear the bass line or?
Well, why don't you just go ahead and do Sunny Side of the Street, full blown, like you're at a gig or whatnot. Let me hear what it sounds like.
Yeah, I need to practice playing in front of people, and believe me, I practiced this for a month, and I can do it. I put it on video. I haven't been able to get it on YouTube. I don't know why. It's crazy from here, but I get nervous, and then I make mistakes. Yeah. I'm like that guy you teach, Thierry, I think his name is.
Oh yeah.
He's the same way.
Yeah.
I understand what he's going through.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Well, and well, let me share this with you as well. I get nervous too. I mean, even.
I don't know, what about? Oh my God, you're a really great piano player.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But I mean, okay, so I was just doing a lesson with this woman, Patty, and I think she's on the East Coast too. Ironically enough. Sorry, it's just gonna bug me here. Let me see. She's in Nashville.
No kidding.
Yeah, you should look her up.
I'd love to connect with her. I want to connect with other musicians too.
I'm recording this, so you'll have it on the recording. Patty Cosentino. So Cosentino. Patty with an I-E. And she's a saxophonist. All right? So Patty Cosentino. Check her out. She's a saxophonist, and she also does, piano. So anyway,
I'm looking for people to play with. That's my next step.
That awesome. And now look for a bass player.
Well, I know, and I got brave, and I started looking around in Nashville, and I found this ad from a guy, jazz guitarist looking for female singer, and he wanted kind of a Tuck and Patty kind of thing, right? Okay. And I answered the ad, and I mean, it's so funny because we're both exactly the same age and same sort of musical history and stuff, So we're working up a few tunes, and we may go out and play some gigs, but that's me just singing. Okay. But still, that would put me out there a little bit. Sure. And then if I can start every now and then getting on the keyboards, that might go somewhere.
Well, and that might also open up, hey, you bring your keyboard and 90% of the songs you just sing, but then there might be 4 songs a night that you play piano and sing, and he plays guitar as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah. I'm hoping that will evolve. And he's a really good jazz guitarist, but, you got to he said, I don't want to sing with anybody that wants to be famous. I just want to make music. Yeah. And I said, well, I already had my 15 minutes of fame. That's fine. All right. Because when I was professional, I did pretty well. But it's like now it's just to make music. Yeah, and have fun. Yeah, I mean, and put it out there. Because I'll tell you, I mean, we all know, trying to make a living in music, you're in the wrong business if you're trying to be a millionaire. So. Well, I actually did for 2 years, but it's a rough life. It's not an easy life. Yeah. And so
it's hard. It's hard to keep that going.
Yeah.
All right, so
let's kind of life.
Let's hear it.
Do you want me to do the introduction and everything? It's like.
Yeah, let's pretend you're at a gig. So I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to listen to you play.
Okay, I want you to look at my piano playing more than me. So okay. Okay, I'll see if I can get through the introduction, and we'll go from there. Walked with no one and talked with no one, and I had nothing but shadows. Then one day you passed by, and I brightened all mine. Now I greet the day and complete the day with a song in my heart. All my troubles blew away when you taught me how to say. Grab your coat and get that hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear that pitter-pat? And that happy tune, it's your tune. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. Shit! I can't do that on a gig. That's what drives me nuts. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. A gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street.
Nice. All right. Okay. So
I almost got through it.
No. Look, Ellen. It's really good. I mean, it really is. So, all right. So let me tell you a couple of things that I heard.
It's complex, right? I'm doing a lot of different things. I know I've set the bar. I always set the bar pretty high. Okay.
Yeah, but you're 80% there. All right. So you can definitely get there. A couple of things that I some notes I made for myself. All right. So
it goes down A flat there.
Right.
That's A flat in the middle.
I'm not gonna bother to try. So and then your voice stops and your piano playing stops there as well. So that space, now you might want to keep that space because the space is kind of cool because I kind of like, whoa, what happened? But if you don't want to keep that space, there's a couple of things you could do. One is you can use, like kind of like a 3, 6, 2, 5. Remember, I'm recording this, so you'll see the voicings on it. It's G minor 7 to C7. I'm putting in a sharp 5 there.
You know, Willie, I couldn't access any kind of recording to our last Skype session.
Now,
okay.
I'm not sure about the last one, but moving forward, when you log into pianowithwillie.com, the new site, you see it says coaching up at the top. There's a drop down that says coaching replay. So in about an hour or so, that video will be there. Okay.
Okay. So I don't have to write it all down. Okay.
You don't have to write it all down. So
and by the way, this month, since I was doing this month in E flat in this bass line, I went through the E flat piano essentials and did the 3, 6, 2, 1, and I did the I did E flat in counter, scales.
Good.
So I worked in E flat all month.
Perfect. Excellent.
Okay.
And that is a perfect way of going through the essentials. Whatever song you're doing in that key, work the essentials in that key.
That's the way I learned the best.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's exactly the method that I suggest to students. I always say, take your song and your repertoire is where your theory and all of your technique builds out of that. Okay? Because I don't want you to be focusing on the key of B in your scale, but then be playing in the key of E flat. I'd rather you like all of it, like it's like joining forces. Then you're just like really like overwhelming force on the key of E flat. All right. So anyway, on the sunny side of the street. All right. So rather than hitting that E flat chord there, on the sunny side of the street, and and then you can go on from there. So I'm going to G minor, C7, F minor, B flat. So that's your
Okay.
3, 6, 2, 5. The
Right.
other thing you can do is on the sunny side of the street. You could also do this. You kind of pedal the 5 chord. So on
Right.
the uh, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 bum. You know, you can go on from there. So
Okay.
you hit that B flat, that 5 chord. Now the other thing is you hit the 5 chord at several other times. You can also do this as well. That's a sharp 5 on the 5 chord, right? That sharp 5, the
Okay.
F sharp on the 5 chord is kind of a cool sound.
Leads you to the next thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, that sharp 5 chord is great to know, especially as a singer, because you're like, you do all this like, oh, jeez, man, I got to get in a song, and like, oh, I forget how to do it.
Yeah.
Hit that sharp
Okay.
5. Yeah, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. You know, and you can go on
Okay.
from there. Bass line over the improv, or improv over the bass line. Like, so then you come up here and you're playing up here, right? What that does, though, is when you move to the chords in the left hand, let me backtrack. When you're playing that bass line along with the chords in the right hand, you're singing over it. What's going on? You have this like nice motion going on. It's like, you know, it's like a
Yeah.
locomotive going there. And then you move to improvisation, and now you lost all of that locomotion. Okay? Because now you're like,
And I tend to speed up too.
let's not worry about that for right now. Speeding up is
Okay.
better than slowing down. But the thing is that you lose that locomotion. Now, there's 2 ways in which you can handle that. One, you could do the bass line. But the problem with doing the bass line is now you got this linear thing going on while you're trying to like improvise in the right
It's
hand.
pretty complex. I tried it.
Yeah.
It's a little beyond my pay scale at the moment, I think. I mean, I can practice that for sure.
So now,
What I did do was I practiced. One of the things I did with this song was I really learned the melody
yep.
well, right, to hang the improv on it. And so I did do. Anyway, I haven't done it in a while, but you know, I learned the melody in the right hand with my bass line in the left, and I
Okay.
could do that pretty well.
Play
But as soon as I was going to kind of off on improv, it was like, whoa.
Play the improvisation again for me. I want to hear what you did in the left hand again.
The improv would. Oh, you mean the bass line or the chords?
No, the improv as you did it. Like if I
As
said,
did
go
it.
ahead and improvise. Okay, all right. So now what you can do
So I was just
there.
comping in the left hand.
All right. So now rather than comping in the left hand, I want you to try doing a 4 to the floor. All right. And a 4 to the floor is chunk, 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 chunk.
Oh yeah.
So then you can
Yeah. Oh, like that. Okay.
So there, I'm just playing those
Keeps your
chords,
bass
chunk,
player
chunk,
going.
chunk, 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 and in the left-hand chords, make sure you keep them nice and soft. All right, make sure
Okay.
they're not like, you know, not too heavy.
Right. That comes down on A flat there.
There we go.
Just comes right down. E flat, C, A flat.
All right, so then here, like,
See, I'm still sticking way more to the melody in my improv and the chordal tones because I need.
and then even if you're gonna do the melody. You know, you can still play the melody, but you comp that 4 to the floor.
Okay.
So you're
That
just
sounds
keeping
much
that
better.
chunk, 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 chunk. That's kind of like the Freddie Green guitarist style, which he would just chink,
Yeah.
chink, 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 chink. It's a cool technique to learn,
Okay,
especially
that sounds good.
over this style of music. All right.
Right.
So so the 3 things that I would say to focus on is when you have that that space, you make the decision. Well, first of all, right now, fill the space because you know how to not fill it and keep the space
Right.
there. So that's good, and that is a fine technique. But try on the sunny side of the street.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Next thing, the sharp 5 chord. Like getting that sharp 5 chord in there. That's kind of a cool chord to know. And then what I would suggest you do is just try messing around with that. That when you get to the 5 chord, stop there and just kind of like feel that. Yeah, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum,
Right.
just kind
Right.
of like feel that and feel what that like kind of like absorb the sound of that and the feel of that.
Okay.
But then you can also on the sunny side of the street. Dip-a-doom, bum, ba-dum, bum. Now there, I'm just
Yeah.
hitting octave.
Okay.
So on the sunny side of the street, ba-ba-dum, bum, bum, and bum, bum, bum,
Yeah.
bum, and you go back in your bass line.
Okay.
For your improv, do the chunka chunka 4 to the floor. Now, if you
Okay.
can, see if you can do the bass line over improv, and a good place to do that is like try just taking the bridge. So you already have the mindset. You know what you're doing. You know that like, okay, you're doing the verse, you're doing the head, you're
Yeah.
soloing. You understand the arrangement. Now take the form of the song. Remember, if it's A, nothing says you have to do a bass line over the entire thing. You could do chunk, 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 chunk on the A sections, but then just do the bass line in the B section. And what that's like is that's like a drummer moving to a different cymbal. Right? It just kind of changes the palette a little bit. So now in the
Okay.
B section, now you're doing bass line over your improv. Okay? Another
Yeah.
popular thing to do as well is just improvise over the first 2 A sections and vocally come back in at the bridge. That's
Well, that's what I usually do. I mean, I think that's kind of the typical cocktail
yeah,
format is, the band plays some improv and does
yeah,
some cool things, and then the singer comes back on the bridge. So
right.
that's sort of the format that I'm trying to work up for now on everything so that I have a complete piece, intro, ending, improv in the middle. I'm trying to like
So
put it
now
all together.
So here's the problem with that format, because I mean it is a
Okay.
very typical format. The
Yeah.
problem as an instrumentalist is that you don't really have a lot of room to stretch out. You literally have 16 measures usually to be able to improvise on something. And now you're in a position in which you are both instrumentalist and vocalist. Okay,
Tell me about it.
so it's not
It's
like
not easy.
a lot. Well, let me be politically correct here, but not.
Please
When
don't.
when you work with a vocalist, a lot of times it's about their ego. So it's like
Yes.
it's like you're just accompanying them and just be quiet. Just kind of
Yeah,
like
and do it in D flat or
right,
whatever. Yeah.
exactly,
F sharp.
right. So
Yeah.
um, so since you're not dealing with it, you're the vocalist and the instrumentalist. The problem that you get into is that guess what? That format means you gotta have a lot of tunes because if you literally just go through and play and sing the melody one time and then do basically just the 2 A sections, are gonna come back on the bridge and then end it. Well, gee, that song is gonna be done in 3 minutes. Okay.
That's true.
So now that's like, oh, gee, man, there's a lot. like, you're gonna have to learn a lot of tunes. You're gonna have to do a lot more singing. And then when you go out and play live, you might have a cold, you might have a sore throat, and it might be like, oh, geez, I can't sing as much. Well, geez, I'm always used to coming back at the bridge, and I never improvised over the bridge. So really, you want to get comfortable being able
Okay.
to improvise over the entire song.
Really play the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's nice actually to take a rest. I think when you hear somebody, like you go out and somebody's playing live and they're singing, it's nice every now and then they play something with no singing. They just play the piano,
Yeah.
a couple of tunes on the piano.
Right.
And I haven't concentrated, I realized I didn't concentrate that much on that. You teach a lot of, when you teach like the 5 steps to standards and all that, you're teaching the melody.
Yeah.
And I haven't concentrated as much on that because I sing the melody.
Right.
But I think I really need to know, I would like to know that. So that's why I concentrated on this melody more for Sunnyside, because I would like to also just play the piano and not always sing. So I agree with you completely. But also even for whole tunes, just to play the whole tune as a pianist is kind of a rest. It's
Right,
nice.
right. And then also right now, like if we look at, I look at learning music as like the plate spinning, and you have all these plates that are spinning, and now, oh no, this one needs some attention, right? Your vocals don't need the attention right now. You're
Right.
strong vocally. So it's not like you have to come in back in at the B section because, oh gosh, I really just got to like get my vocal chops in order. No, you're trying to get your piano chops up to speed
Okay.
with your vocal chops. So spin that plate a little bit, improvise over the entire song.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Now,
That's a good idea.
if you still want to come back in at the B section, you could get to the entire song. So let's say that's A, B, A. You could still do A, B, A. Nothing says when you get to the bottom of that A section, you're going to go back to A. You can jump back to the bridge. Like
Right.
people do that all the time. Or you could go A, B, A, and then go back A, and then come in at the B section with your vocals. So there you're soloing over a chorus and a half.
Right.
Remember, a
Right.
chorus is considered, instrumentally, it's like the whole song is considered a chorus.
Right. Right.
I'm not
Okay.
talking like
Okay.
vocally a chorus.
So I thought going forward, one strategy here for the next month would be to, continue to work on all those ideas on this that you've given me. But also, I thought I would pick another song and do exactly this again. Another bass line in another key, rootless
Absolutely.
chords. Create the whole thing again in another key. Maybe even play Sunnyside in another key. I don't know if that would confuse me. But to pick another song maybe is what I prefer. And just try all these techniques again and add another thing that I'm confident with a bass line, rather than just saying, okay, now I have a bass line. Well, I don't really.
You sound like Willie Mayette. It's like
Oh, yeah, well, I've been
you,
watching you for 5 years.
you've learned my teaching strategy. That's exactly what I would suggest that you do. I would suggest take
Okay.
that concept and do it over another 2-3 songs, because now that locks in that concept. And now once you feel comfortable with that, then it could be like, oh, okay, now we can start to do something else. But now
Well, then also, yeah.
there's also
Go
a
ahead.
couple of other concepts that we're still learning in here, like the 4 to the floor. And then
Yeah.
now on the next one, maybe what you do is now you say, okay, I'm going to improvise over the bass line.
Right.
So that's the
Right.
one. Like maybe if this one is a little too tough, maybe you do a song that's maybe a little bit easier for you that you can improvise over the bass line then.
I never pick easy ones. I was gonna do Come Rain or Come Shine, but
Ooh, geez.
those again are also pretty complex chord progressions.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to learn songs now through the chord progressions and the sound of where it goes. That's what I know to be a good cocktail piano player. I got to hear the changes. I'm working on this one. I learned, it goes from E flat to G to A flat. That I want to learn it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't worry about moving into another key. I wouldn't worry about moving the songs into another key yet. And
Might just be confusing. I think picking a different song is better.
yeah, I mean, for now, like moving to a different song would be better, because
Do you think I should do that different song in E flat or pick a different key?
I think it should just go vocally, whatever makes sense for you.
Well, I can always pick another song in E flat. Or I can pick something deliberately in a different key.
Yeah, I mean, like if it fits with you vocally in a different key, absolutely. Then now you're
It's
going
more
to get
stretch.
right now you're going to get the benefit of having to work in a different key.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
like really like clue into what the I got to make sure I'm not super late here. Oh, geez, I keep going over here on this stuff.
Well, we started at 11, so I got or 11:10. Well, yeah. Okay, I'll let you go.
Yeah,
You gotta go.
But this is what I want to say.
Yeah.
And then I'll finish up on this. Stay in touch with what the goal is. If the goal right now is to go out and perform, then and making your life overly complicated is only going to push that goal out further. So right now, what I would rather see you have is a binder of like, these are Ellen's tunes that she knows. Exactly. There you go. So I'd rather see you.
Actually, I have them. I have everything on my iPad. There's a great app called Songsheet Pro.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
And I've got all my songs in there too.
Yeah. So
and you can print out from theirs, and you can change all the chords and all that stuff. It's really useful.
I would suggest build your repertoire right now. There's always time for us later on to even go back into your repertoire and like, oh, now let's make it a little bit more complicated. You know, let's take this song and move it into another key as an exercise. Okay?
Right. Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
Great.
So
Great lesson. Thank you so much.
work on that. Remember, like I said, log in, coaching, replays. It'll be right in there, probably in about an hour.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, Willie, so much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Ellen.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.